My God. Oh my goodness. It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game and it is over. The Denver Nuggets are up 20! 20! It's over! Kawhi Leonard, Max Kellerman, I don't want to hear another word about he the best. Nicest dude in the world, Paul George. Oh my God. Did he look bad tonight? Shots off the side of the backboard, missed layups, missing wide open threes, turning the ball over. All in the fourth quarter. All in the fourth quarter. Denver ain't no joke. I give them a lot of credit, but this was a straight choke job by the Clippers in the fourth quarter. When you wet the bed like that in the last 12 minutes of a game 7, that's a choke. That's a choke job. You see me choking now? I can't even defend my man Doc Rivers on this. Steve Ballmer gave up all those picks for Paul George.
Midnight tonight is going to be cool.
Denver playing with such confidence right now. Jokic, he's got himself a triple-double here in Game 7.
I am absolutely shocked. Give this Denver Nuggets team a lot of credit. They have taken the fight away from the Clippers.
They are the comeback kids from Colorado.
That hurts. It hurts, but we move on.
Move on to where is the question. We'll talk about PG and Kawhi's free agency here in just a little bit. Keyshawn J. Will Zubin presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. One voice you won't hear this morning is Jay Will. He was all over ESPN's coverage of the doubleheader last night, so he's sleeping in. Well-deserved day off. Jay Will.
Wake up, Jay.
He'll be back tomorrow. But it's a pleasure to have some NBA analysis, courtesy of the former Clippers guard Quentin Richardson, who joins us this morning. Q, thanks for being here. First things first, as a former Clipper and as an NBA fan yourself, your thoughts on this highly hyped team getting bounced before, not the NBA Finals, before the conference finals?
Morning, guys. Man, I gotta be honest here, man. I'm a Clipper, former Clipper for life. I'm very disappointed this morning, man. I was extremely looking forward to seeing the Clippers go against the Lakers and see. I mean, and everybody knows if the Clippers had a chance to win the series, it wouldn't have really changed, or leveled the playing field. But just for Clipper Nation, that would have been a special moment, and for them not to get a chance, and for us not to get a chance to see these two teams at least go against each other, I feel extremely disappointed this morning.
Q, how do you define the season now that they are going back home? They're essentially out of the bubble and on the flight back to L.A.
To me, it's a disappointment. I don't agree and look at it and say, hey, This was championship the bust to me. I mean, obviously they're gonna reload and regroup and try and come back at it next year. But for me, I feel like this team was a championship caliber team. They were built to win a championship. They had the championship style coaching, and for whatever reason, this team fell short and did not deliver what they were supposed to.
On the airways, the newspapers, the talking heads, everything, today, tomorrow, the next several days, Kawhi Leonard will be under a little bit of fire, 14 points. How does his performance last night make you feel about Kawhi Leonard?
I mean, hey, man, Keyshawn, as an athlete, as a player, we know tough games happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to – it's a disappointing situation. You expect and you wish he would have had a better game, but I'm not going to be one of those people that, fair weather and say, hey, Kawhi Leonard isn't as great as we all know he is. He's still one of the top players, and he's done what he's done. His resume is what it is, but right now in this moment, in this season, he was not who he needed to be to help his team advance, and they were the favorite in this situation. They were up 3-1, and there's really no excuse here. This was a series that they should have won. They had control of, and to lose it in the fashion that they lost it, they should feel very disappointed.
Let me ask you this, though, Q, as an expert, an NBA player, former NBA player that's played a long time in the league and been in situations where you had leads and won some, lost some. How did this happen, though? Is it X's and O's, or is it just the Willies and the Joes?
I think it goes both ways, Keyshawn. I think when this thing happens like this, 3 consecutive games in a row, when you up 3-1, and the situation is what it is, I think everybody involved has to be held accountable. I think from the players to the coaches to everybody. But for me, speaking from a player standpoint, it as a player, as a leader, I needed to see more of a fight from the team than I did when it was going on. When you see it, game after game, you can see it coming as the second half coming, as they started to miss shots, as the Denver Nuggets started to make shots. I was looking for somebody to just no, it's not. We're not going to let this happen again. 3 consecutive games, and it was nobody. He had nobody to answer that call to say no, not now, not.
Quint, I think we might have lost Q. You still there? I think you might have lost him.
Q, you with us?
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Key.
No, I was going to say.
Sorry about that.
Quentin Richardson, former NBA player, co-host of the Knuckleheads podcast, joining us here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Let's look to the other game yesterday. Game 1, Miami Heat go up on the Boston Celtics. Tough game, big time situation at the end of the game where Bam blocks Tatum on the flush dunk to put them ahead. What is there to say about Jimmy Butler and how he's inspired the Miami Heat to continue this run?
For me, I'm one of the people that have always been a Jimmy Butler fan. I was sitting in amazement looking when everybody was judging him and speaking about him the way they were when the Minnesota situation happened, then he left Philly. But for me, it's just refreshing to watch. I'm waiting for everybody to begin to heap praise on him as one of the best leaders we have in our league. He is absolutely should be labeled and viewed as one of the best leaders because what he's doing with that team is very understated. I mean, you look at the young guys on that team; they are very good players, and they like you look at Tyler Hero. He had swag and he had confidence in college. But when Keyshawn, you know how it is coming into a league as rookies. Like these guys. Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero. These young guys are able to go out there and perform and be confident the way they are because they got teammates like Jimmy Butler, Udonis Haslem, and those type of guys. Jay Crowder. You saw Chris Paul did whatever he did to Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. The very next play, Jimmy Butler came down, flatlined him, and threw the ball at him. And then when they asked about it in the press conference, he said, no, you can't do my shooters like that. Like, I'm not, while I'm around, I'm not going to allow that. So you know what that does to a player, Keyshawn. That empowers him.
Yes.
And that gives them the confidence that, hey, I could do what I want out here. I got guys that's not going to allow anything to happen to me, so I got nothing to be afraid of. And so that's what you see. Jimmy, UD, and those vets have really instilled that confidence that nothing is going to happen to you guys. Young folks, go out there and do your thing. I got your back, and you see that in their play.
It's a great point. Quentin Richardson joining us here, former NBA player on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. After all, you got to remember that Jimmy Butler said before the start of the Eastern Conference Finals, by the way, we haven't even played our best basketball yet, and he was right about that. Keyshawn, J. Will, Zubin, brought to you by Sport Clips. It's a new season. It's Sport Clips haircuts. All stylists, clean, certified, guys smart. Get yourself back in the game with Sport Clips MVP experience. Enjoy a hot steam towel, relaxing shampoo, and winning cut. Check it online. Walk out with confidence. Q, we'll get you out of here. On this one, Key sort of hesitated when I asked him this, but after everything you just said about Jimmy Butler, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, who nobody's talking about, great rookie because Morant and Williamson got all the attention, can the Heat win the whole thing?
Absolutely. I on NBA TV, I said this before the playoffs even started. When I saw the playoff three and it was the way it was, I had them beating the Bucks just because I felt that that the Bucks could be had when I watched them playing in the bubble. They didn't seem like they were the same team prior to it, and that kind of proved true. But I felt like because of the makeup of Miami, the mental and the mental toughness standpoint. I listen to Udonis Haslem. That's my boy. That's we same year, high school, everything, and obviously former teammates. But I know how he's built, and to hear him talk about it, and to hear him talk about what his job on that team is to get his guys ready, how the